Hi, hello everyone. Mark again here at MCC. It's been quite a while since I've made a video. Things have been quite hectic here, so we've just been very busy making and developing some new stuff as well, and it's coming up to Christmas as well. But I thought, with it being such a while since I've made a video, I thought I'd make one about wood burners and things like that everyone seems to be being installed these days. I've just had one installed myself recently, which I meant to do about probably about 5 years ago, but I've been managing with an alcohol burner, but I bit the bullet. It kind of forced me hand with the energy prices the way they are, as I've no doubt you're all too familiar. Yeah, I had a bit of a to-do with my energy supplier, so I thought I'll bite the bullet and get the chimney done, which it was all there already, but it had been capped off. So we've got our wood burner now. But the other thing I noticed was the fire starters, Firelighters. We were recommended by the guy who did our chimney for us not to start the fire with paper, because he said it can travel up and block the grill at the top. So the best thing he recommended was using Firelighters instead. Yeah, so I had a look at the price of them, and for what they are, they seem very expensive. So I thought I'd put my old chemistry hat on and kind of I just thought, what have I got lying around that I could make cheap firelighters with? So yeah, I thought, I've got these lying around. There's some cotton balls. These are pence. They were pennies for a bag, you know, it's nice and cheap. I thought, what can I put on there that'll make that burn and that's cheap? And this stuff, I thought, coconut oil. You can get this stuff in bulk, and it's quite cheap, and it burns quite well, surprisingly. But there is kind of a knack to getting them to burn right, so I thought I'd do a video of how to make some, and then you could make your own. So yeah, there we go. Okay, so I've just transferred myself downstairs. I've got a couple of things there to use for this. Pyrex bowl, spoon, another Pyrex bowl with coconut oil in. I've not really measured it, weighed it or anything, so I'm not being too particular, because I think there'll be enough there for, more than enough for how many cotton balls we've got. So there's the cotton balls. And I've just got a plastic tub here because it's convenient when I'm finished. Just got a bit of a snap lid on. Just a bit while they're finally cooling down, just got to put it in something plastic in case any of the oil leaks out anywhere or seeps out. Right, so let's jump to it. Right, I'm kind of spoilt having my own laboratory here. So I've got a heating mantle that I'm going to use to melt the oil. So in that goes. It's just set to about a medium heat. Obviously, if you haven't got one of these, you could heat your oil over a pan of boiling water, a bain-marie as they call it. It's probably the safest way. It doesn't have to get boiling hot, just hot enough to melt it. I will check the melting point of this just to show you. So right, I'll just wait for a few minutes while that heats up and melts away. About a third of the way through, you can see that's melting nicely. As Just gentle heat, that's all. Doesn't have to be boiling. Just to melt it. Right. Almost melted, just a tiny bit left. There we go, all melted. So, switch that off. Okay, so I did say that I'd check the temperature for you and show you guys. So I'm reading that at about 85 degrees C. So it's hot enough to give you a nasty burn really. So just be careful if and when you're doing this. Yeah, that's about 183-ish Fahrenheit, I think. No, it's more like 185. Right, so we'll just leave that to cool for a while until it's either cool enough to put your fingers in, or actually we can put the cotton balls in now. So let's have a go. You want just enough of these to soak up all the oil as it is. But once this is done, just remember to let it cool enough so that you can touch it with your fingers. So I'd say there's more than enough in there for that amount of oil. Just leave them soak all that in as much as you can and then leave them to cool for a while. Okay, so things have cooled down quite a bit now, and it is quite important to let them cool because I did say there was a knack to getting these burning well. As you can see, they're absolutely chocker with oil loaded up, fully absorbed. Like that they won't burn very well. It's very hard to get them to catch. So the secret is to grab one. This is why I say make sure it's cool enough to pick up. And squeeze. Just give them a squeeze enough to drain the oil out. One full squeeze. And put them in the bowl there. Still a bit hot. That's it, and just do that for all of them. And you can see the oil is going back into the bowl. So it is important to be careful, make sure that these have cooled enough before you start squeezing them. That is still quite hot, you can see my fingers going red. Well, it's quite important, make sure it's to get, it just so happens that squeezing it like that leaves you with just the right amount of oil in to make them work well. Okay, they're a bit of a funny shape, but who cares, they work. Yeah, so try and speed things up a bit. That is still actually quite hot. I'm quite mad when it comes to hot things. Cold doesn't bother me at all. I could pick up ice. I've even picked up card ice in the past and put my fingers in mixtures of liquid nitrogen and acetone, things like that. But when it comes to hot things, no. It's actually burning me a bit, that. So that's the only reason I've got this other tray, is to just put them in there, let them drain slightly and cool down properly. You get near the bottom, the others that haven't quite got enough oil on, you can douse them back in again. squeeze. Just make sure you squeeze everyone. It's basically like making a disposable candle, if you know what I mean. It's just, it's kind of like a candle. There's a wax or an oil, and in this case the cotton is the wick. Well, it's a candle that you're not bothered about, you're just going to put it in your fire till it's gone. Obviously you've got to do this quickly enough so that before the oil sets back to a solid. So you've got quite a bit of oil left in there. Just put some more cotton balls in. Salt that up as well. And just keep adding them until soaks all the oil up again. And we can get some more out. That one's come undone a bit. That oil's cooling down now. These cotton balls are, I suppose, slightly on the small side, but they work well enough. Given the choice, I would have got some that was a tiny bit bigger, but it's enough. Put some more in again. How easy is that? I'll keep going until it's all gone. That's it now. Oops. There we go. So I'll just give them a few as a wipe. So a relatively small amount of coconut oil. Look at all those we've got. That's, each one of those will start a fire easily, which I shall show you shortly. I'll just put these in my plastic tub for now. Takes what, 10-15 minutes. And you could carry on, easily carry on and do the full bag. Won't take you much longer. I'll just put those in there so no oil gets on anything when I put them down. That's it. There's your Firelighters. Just leave them to cool so that the oil sets like wax. You're ready to go. Okay, so our fire is ready. Stacked up a bit of wood. Yeah. And I keep our Firelighters in this nice wooden box that I thought would look better than a plastic tub. So I'll just pick one. Ready to rock. Okay, all set, vent is open. Let's strike ourselves a match. So that's lit. Let's see how we go. It's actually caught quite quickly. You can see that the firelight is still burning. I'll try and lean this in a bit. We have fire. I have actually used those firelighters without actually using kindling as such. It's set light to much bigger pieces of wood. They work quite well. It's still burning. It'll burn for about, a small lump of cotton like that, it'll burn for about 10 minutes. It's more than enough. So there you go, nice cheap DIY, quite effective firelighters. Thanks for watching. Very nice. Firelight is still burning. I think we can safely say that's away. Okay, thanks again.